Eom Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello there. It's a very beautiful day and many thanks indeed for joining us. You're watching the Eom Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Moware. Today on the program, we shall be interfacing with select industry captains about their businesses, the operating environment and other related issues. Also on today's package is Let's Talk, and our focus is on FARMALLY Investment Limited, Farm Funds Africa, TARMAC Security Limited, and FOLADFEMDAV Integrated Consult. On Spot On, we'll bring you Woye Olagbaju, who is Project Director of Prime Build Limited. And on the Face-to-Face, we shall continue our conversation with Ayeni Oluwaseyi, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of PACIS MUIPLEX Limited, one of the fastest growing real estate companies in Nigeria. This is a package you must see. Stay with us. GARTNER CALLAWAY Sustainability Company Limited. LOLA and CLOVER Limited, real estate, financing, construction, logistics and procurement. LOLA and CLOVER Limited, a tradition of trust. As government is doing everything possible to fix the Nigerian economy, industry operators are positioning their businesses with a view to offering world-class services to their valued clients. Lola Ibegbulem is the Executive Director of LOLA and CLOVER Limited.
The logistics department is quite big, but I'll take it on a local level, like delivery, interstate and within Lagos, Nigeria. So what we do is we pick up orders from our clients and we go do the delivery. Sometimes we run express and sometimes we just do 24 hours delivery. And also the logistics in big time, like for the construction and the real estate. Some of our day-to-day running, we need procurement, we need this done, we need to supervise. It's also part of the logistics. There's been downtime economically and financially. Some of the advice, 6 feet, nose mask, wash your hands. Some people are even more sensitive. We can't handle our logistics the way we used to handle them before. You know, we walk into claim, want to pick up some items, now you have to stay far, or you don't even have to meet the person at all. Some people have even stopped business totally because they don't know what is coming. So this has really kept us down a little bit in our output.
Idogisi David Obo is the General Manager of LOLA and CLOVER Limited.
Operations have been hampered. People are not coming out from their houses. Even though when they come, it's not as we used to have it. It has actually slowed down the area of rent, even the area of land acquisition, because you must take people to site to inspect for what they want to acquire. And the social distancing and the fear, sometimes it's not even the virus that hurt the business, it's the fear. Despite the fact that they are educated about how to go about even still doing things during this time, people are still in fear. So that is not really impacting well on our business.
Wokolo Obina is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of STANVILLE Luxury Homes and Gardens Limited.
The difference between what we are doing and what other people are doing in terms of character, in terms of infrastructure deliveries. The estates we have right now, we have development plan for each of them, and we keep those development plans intact. We don't change them. So before you buy any product from the company, you already know the development plans. If after so period of time, this company is bound to start fencing or start gatehouse or to start road infrastructure, internal infrastructure, it is sacrosanct. It has to be done like that. So that issue of saying after 5 years of selling their estate, there's no single fence, there's no clearing of bush, no visibility. We are not into that. So that's why the motto of the company is actually we fulfill our promises. And that is why the company came to birth.
STANVILLE Luxury Homes and Gardens Limited. STANVILLE Luxury Homes and Gardens Limited. We fulfill our promise. XPLOIT Consulting Limited. Environmental Management, Impact Assessment, Audit, Sensitivity Index, Facility, Risk and Project Management, Human Capital Management and Development, Consultancy and Advisory Services, Environmental, Facility, Risk and Project Management, XPLOIT Consulting Limited, Environmentalists, Project Managers, Consultants, and Technologists. XPLOIT Consulting Limited, your one-stop environmental consultancy solution. PRINDEX Properties. David Olatunji is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of FARMALLY Investment Limited.
FARMALLY Investment Limited, yes, I would say it's come a long way. FARMALLY was a business idea that was conceived a year ago, and the whole idea was because of the need to solve our problems. So we are barely a year old and we're just still beginning. We know we are set to take the agricultural sector by storm. So one of our core values is to maintain a strong company integrity. Let FARMALLY be known as a company that gives out its words and it maintains it. We're trying to trade the mentality that is generally known in the agricultural sector. We're trying to tell you that you can get value for as much as less. We're trying to create an agricultural value chain where Nigeria is self-sustaining in when it comes to cattle, with respect to poultry and a whole lot of other agricultural sector processes. We started out as a crowdfunding platform where we try as much as possible to source for funds from the public in a bid to investing in different farms around the country. And in fact, the first month of our coming into existence, we raised quite a lot of funds, which probably should I mention, I should not mention, but I know we raised a huge sum of money, and not because we were new or because people knew us prior to that time. It was we hinged on integrity. People believe that we should be able to trust these people we have seen, and people were able to commit their funds into our hands.
We are called FARMALLY Investment Limited. FARMALLY Investment Limited. Call us now. Mrs. Dorcas Omamuli is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Farm Funds Africa.
Farm Funds Africa. I actually grew up in an agricultural sector. My dad was a farmer, and when we're on holiday, we go with him to the farm, and I just love that power of multiplication. The way it happens, you plant little things and it becomes big, That's how I got interest into agricultural sector. Then, how did Farm Funds come to be? That's where my flair came in from. I started doing other businesses. I like this idea of us doing something as a group, as a team, as a network of people doing things together. So I thought about, okay, let's try something in the farming industry. My friends and some people that I did some business with, I grouped all of us together. We were called People of Purpose, and we decided to go into the agricultural sector. But then we tried the fada rice. We grew it ourselves, we sold it, and it was nice. So I said, okay, let's try the poultry side. We went again, we did it, and it worked. After that time, I just said, you know what, this is it. So that's how we started growing the business. Then I decided to go fully into it and registered farm. Well, the name of the company is Farmify Agro Innovation, but the trademark of the company is Farm Funds Africa. So when you say Farmify Agro Innovation, that's the name of the company. That's how it's registered with CAC. But we have the trademark to trade Farm Funds Africa. So that's how. Our products includes livestock, and we also have some food stuff as well. Like we have the rice, we have yam, we have oil, like that. We have beans. Those are our products. Then we also have services that we render. There's a clause we use, we call it Farmify Market. So you can engage us. Remember I said the name of the company registered is Farmify Agro. So we have Farmify Market. In Farmify Market, you can sit at the comfort of your house and place order of anything. It doesn't have to be crop things only, agricultural products only. You could order for Maggi, order for even things that we are not producing. So what does that mean? Everything they basically sell in the market, you can call, send in your list. We'll just charge you 10% and maybe delivery, depending on where you stay in Lagos Axis. Then we'll deliver at your doorstep.
Welcome to Farm Funds Africa. Farm Funds Africa. Call us now. Inko Ipalibo is the Chief Executive Officer of TARMAC Security Limited.
TARMAC Security Limited is a professional security outfit that is registered with the CAC and licensed by the NSCDC. We provide professional security services that are tailored to the unique needs of the various clients that we have. So essentially, our services are tailored to the unique needs of the clients. It's our vision that gives us direction. So from the beginning, we have a very sound vision. The vision of TARMAC Security Limited is to provide the most admirable and efficient security services to satisfy our clients as well as our employees. And then the mission is to sustain quality service via adequate training, supervision, and prompt response. Essentially, our strength is in man guarding, where we have guards that are carefully selected, properly and adequately trained and deployed to man the various access points of strategic critical infrastructures. So what is unique about our kind of security service is the fact that the guards are very, very, very sufficiently trained and they can function with or without supervision. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will assess the Nigerian security preparedness a 3. That's because, talking about CCTV, you don't have uninterrupted power supply. So there is no way you could power those cameras. And if you want to use solar-powered cameras, it has its own challenges. So the attempt by the previous administration to install CCTV cameras in some areas in the FCT did not yield any positive result because the power is not there to power those cameras.
TARMAC Security Limited. TARMAC Security Limited, obviously the best. Engineer Oluwadusi Ayodeji is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of FOLADFEMDAV Integrated Consult.
FOLADFEMDAV Integrated Consult is a business firm that specializes in poultry farming, in egg production, poultry consulting, poultry construction, and supply of poultry equipment. The vision of FOLADFEMDAV Integrated Consult is to be one of the leading poultry farms that solve most of the poultry problems in Nigeria. And some of the achievements so far is that we have been able to consult for so many farms, and till today they are running effectively. We are majorly into a poultry farming. We are into egg production. We are into poultry meat production, which is broiler, cockerel, and noila. Then we are also into consultancy. In case you want to start your agricultural business, then we're also into construction of pen houses and also supply of poultry equipment. Let me use poultry sector as an example. During the COVID-19, poultry farmers were only producing due to the COVID-19 lockdown, which eventually leads to egg gluts, and farms started bearing eggs, and at the end, some farmers end up closing their farm because they were unable to sell and they started bearing eggs, which caused great loss to some farmers. Today, most of the farmers, they are unable to continue their businesses.
FOLADFEMDAV Integrated Consult. This is Prime Build Limited. Prime Build Limited. Call us now. Woye Olagbaju is Project Director, Prime Build Limited.
Prime Build is an infrastructural company. It originated from UK, and our partnerships are all over the world, especially UK. While we are in Nigeria, we have been trying to make a niche for ourselves in the real estate by getting to know what is available in this system, and that's where we are right now. We've been around for about 2 decades, and we are still going stronger. Though the environment is very tough, but we know that tough situations don't last, but tough people do. Our mission and vision is put together in one word: to create homes for people, build homes that would last our own lifetime. And that mission is entwined in comfortability, luxury, high-end luxury, and a need basis for our clients. You know, a lot of people are also we also have to cater for those people at the lower end. So those are our objective right now, to carry everybody along. There's nothing that is not done in a home or in a building or in any form of structure. If you want to run a factory, it is in a structure. If you want to run a catering business, it's in a structure. If you want to live anywhere, it is in a structure. And those needs has to be met by people who are specialized in those areas. Even hospitals, you cannot treat people on the road. You need a structure to treat them. These are specialized areas of interest that it's not just for all comers. It's something that you have to take your time to plan with the people who want to invest in that area. Involved in a whole lot of projects. Some even has to do with home furnishings and all that. All in Lagos, some of them are outside of Lagos. Kure, Ondo State, Ijebu-Ode, and some part of Lagos in Lekki. And even some of our projects are also notable in the UK, especially the Formula One. There's a particular company that's actually developing and managing Formula One arcade centers. We were part of those designs. Well, it has a lot, because as you can see, there are no people in the office right now.
because of the pandemic. And generally speaking, in terms of real estate, nobody is investing as much as they ought to do, because the first thing that come under this pandemic is essential things like food. Those are the first things anybody would want to consider right now, except for those projects that have been ongoing prior to this COVID-19. Those are the ones that we also are focusing on right now. Like our Ijebu hostel project, we are focusing on it right now. It's a 32 hostel project in Ile-Ife. That's OAU. Another hostel put on hold because of COVID-19. And because of our customers, the clients, we need to understand with them right now. Hopefully, maybe the last quarter of this year, everything will pick up.
Welcome to PACIS Multiplex Limited, one of the fastest growing real estate companies in Africa. Its services include land sales, land lease, property development, estate management, and other related businesses. PACIS Multiplex Limited has combined the expertise of highly qualified consultants in the real estate industry to make up its board of directors and advisors. With a combined experience of over 30 years and an assemblage of some of the best professionals in the real estate industry, the company is positioned to deliver world-class products and services. Oluwaseyi Ayeni is the founder and chief executive officer.
Our vision is to be one of the most efficient real estate company across Africa. In achieving that, our mission now states that then we have to bring all the necessary bodies together and take the customers, the clients, as our priority. Now, we have to educate them that you can own a property even without being a member of a high class or high society. You can own a property without being an old person, without getting to a retirement age. You can be an investor with not just owning a property to live in, but making an income out of your property, no matter your age, no matter your class. And so that mission is what we are set up to achieve. There is a national housing scheme by the federal government. You have mortgage banks. The thing is practical. Even our government does construction, infrastructural development, and goes ahead to take loan, because as a country they see themselves as buoyant enough, they can generate income, so they have access to a loan. Most of our road constructions today that you see and different housing schemes being done by the government are actually done by money borrowed. That's our government. And when you come down to the people that want to build houses for themselves, want to live in houses, want to have an investment where they make money from properties and the rest, the greatest problem that they have is that they don't have access to such loans. See, that's why it is not balanced. And the reason why the government had a housing scheme project where mortgages and the rest is so that when you want to buy a property, you want to buy this, you have access to a loan. But the bureaucracies and the policies behind mortgages, national housing scheme and the rest is that a lot of persons, when you go to them, you hear, oh, for the past 10 years, 15 years, I have been paying money so that in the future I can have access to a loan. Now I'm applying for a loan, and there are different policies and things they are saying now that I never heard before. And even though for many years now I have been contributing my part, saving money, I still can't get the loan. So that's a problem that the government needs to address. The same way the government is releasing bonds and funds for the farming industry, other sectors. If you check, you will notice that for over a decade now, I've not seen a government that will come out and say, oh, we've released such bonds and funds for housing scheme, for mortgages. Go and check. When last did you hear that? But you hear for farming, for this, and that's a problem we have. People don't have access to funds. So what we real estate companies have now done is try our best to fill in that gap. Now we create payment plans that mortgages would have covered, because when you get a mortgage to buy property, then on a monthly basis, like a loan, You buy the property, then on a monthly basis, it's practical, then you pay it little by little. So we now come in and say, instead of you to go and get a loan, then we'll get you the property, and that little by little that you would have paid them, then you pay for the property little by little. So it's like covering that gap, and it's a problem we are trying to solve. But we as a body and practitioners, when you compare the number of real estate companies, I would say this in truthfulness, in Nigeria, even in Lagos, to the population we have, you find out that we are still a very small number. I'm talking about registered companies, registered with the government, that have licenses to practice one or two things. When you compare our numbers, they are very few in reality. But thank God, on a daily basis, more entrepreneurs are rising daily, and very soon we'll cover this.
Surveyors are actually scientists, and most time what really interests them is what they wanted to do.
There are some other individual housing development that will be doing scattered all over Lekki and AJAH.
And that's our program for today. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to our feedback handles on the screen. Thank you very much, our sincere sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Moari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.